Okay, so today we're going to start something called one-point linear perspective. Some of you probably have done this before in another class, uh, and that's good. That's good, and hopefully we can go a little bit further than you did and learn some new things. Hopefully. Um, so, what is? Let me back up for a second. You are going to need some things in this class. The first thing you're going to need is some paper. Uh, Obviously, and I don't care what kind of paper you got, use what you can find. Second thing is you will need a pencil. That's important. And then here we go. Pencil, paper, ruler, straight edge. Here's a ruler example. The straight edge is like if you don't have a ruler and you just got to kind of make one up, and that's just something like this, and it's just folding over a piece of paper a couple of times and give yourself an edge. I use one like that a lot because it's a lot more portable and can fold and bend better than a regular ruler. So no problem with that. And the other thing that you're going to need is an eraser. And if you have a eraser like this, that's great because you will use it a lot. Even if we do everything right, we still use it. Okay, so what is one-point linear perspective? Some of you have probably seen examples in, maybe like uh, a Bugs Bunny or a Roadrunner cartoon. You're on a road, you're going out in the middle of nowhere, and the road is going down, and it looks like it's getting to one point here, it's just getting to nothing. Now, is the road really getting smaller as it goes back in the distance? Hopefully, you answered no on that, but it just appears that way. And so, what linear perspective is just using lines to show depth. So this point here is way off in the distance and it's far from us. And what's showing that is the use of these lines pushing that horizon, which is that thing right there, back off into the distance. Okay, so what is a horizon? Now, if we have Earth here, um, not to scale, we're pretending, and let's say you're standing on the Earth, and one of the best places, there's a lot of places you can find the horizon, but really the best place to find a horizon is like at the beach or out on the ocean, in which case you would need to be in a boat, and you're looking off into the distance, and let's say here you're looking, and at this point here you can't see any of the Earth back here because it's gone down below. It's on the other side of the curve of the Earth. That point right there is the horizon. It's where the Earth meets the sky, is the way a lot of people say it. One of the reasons you don't really ever see a horizon around here is because, we've got things blocking our view like trees and hills and houses and cars and lots of stuff, cows, I guess. Um, but yeah, the best places to go to the beach, or is good reason to go to the beach. Um, okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to draw a horizon. With a horizon, we just want a line that is horizontal, meaning it's parallel with the top edge of your paper. So like if you go up there and you come down a little bit, come down about the same on both sides. It's don't stress out if you don't get it exact. It's okay. Don't worry about it. One good way to do it is I showed you that. There we go. It's like to put dot. We want to be in the about halfway up or higher, and just put you a dot there on that side. Take your paper over and make a mark. And then you can connect. Those would be the same place. That's an easy way to do it if you don't have a ruler. Okay, so we've got a horizon. And now about in the middle, it doesn't have to be exact. If you got a piece of copy paper like this, halfway is about 5.5. I'm going to show you it doesn't have to be exact. This gets to be close. Okay, and I put a dot there. And that dot is your vanishing point. Vanishing point. Okay, and so now we're going to make a road, and the road is going to go back into the distance. And so we're just going to draw some lines that go back to the vanishing point. Now, when you're drawing these lines, you want to make sure that you're going to the vanishing point, not kind of close to it or somewhat near, but you got to go exactly to that point. Now, you push pause on the video at any time and stop me while you up, and you can hit play again. That's fine. I won't care, I promise. All right, so we've got road, and it's going back into the distance. All right, so we're out here in the middle of nowhere, and we decide that, you know, hey, we kind of like it out here in the middle of nowhere. And so there we go. Get the whole paper on there. All right. So I like it out here. And so I decided, hey, I want to live out here. And everything's fine. Everything's hunky-dunky. And then it starts to rain. And you realize that you don't have anything to keep the rain off of you. And so you think, hey, I bet if I had a box, I could get in the box out of the rain. So we're going to make a box. Okay. So when we're making this box, the first thing we're going to make is the end of the box that is closest to us. And so the end of the box that's closest to us is going to be a square. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some vertical lines. And vertical are lines that are going straight up and down. You want to get them parallel with the side of the paper. And so I usually like go over here to the side, and maybe I'll put a mark there, and then I can go over this way, and another mark here. Don't get too close to the road, and don't get too far down. And then we're going to put 2 horizontal lines on here, and those are parallel with the bottom or the top of the paper. And horizon. Okay, so now I've got a square. So now for this square to become a box, I need a top and a side of the box. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from the top left corner of this square, and it's going to go back toward the vanishing point. Now you might want to make this line lighter, especially towards the back, because you're going to want to erase parts of it. And so we're going to draw this line here, and it's going to go back to the vanishing point. And again, you want to make sure that you're going to the vanishing point, not kind of close to it or somewhat near or in the ballpark of, but you want to go exactly to the vanishing point. And now we're going to draw a line from the right corner, top corner of the square to the vanishing point. Boom. And again, same thing, we're going to erase parts of that. And then from the bottom right-hand corner, I'll draw a line to the vanishing point as well. Okay, so how come I don't want to draw a line from the bottom left-hand corner? hopefully you said because we wouldn't see it. And that's true unless we got a glass house, and then that's a whole nother set of issues. So we'll just go with no, you don't see it. Okay, so now we've got a box that's approximately like 600 miles long, which is a lot to heat and cool at, this time of the year. And so we need to chop off parts of our box. Okay, so to do that, if you think about a box, this back side of it is going to be parallel with this because they're going in the same direction. Okay. And so I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to kind of slide it back over here and go chop, chop. Okay. And the top of the box, it needs to be parallel with the top of the square. And so I'm going to line that up and I'm going to go back here and chop, chop. Okay. Now, some of you may have the issue of drawing your box like this. And what happens, and I don't know why it happens, but it does happen, that a lot of people, instead of drawing truly vertical, when they get back here to the back end, they kind of start getting it leaning. Okay. You need to resist that temptation and fight that evil. You want to make sure that the back end of it is vertical. And the same is true with the top here, that this is horizontal. It's lined up with the horizon. And a lot of people have this tendency when they're going back here to kind of end up kind of askew. And so you want to make sure that that line is, just look at your ruler. When you get ready to, you go here and you've got your ruler, just look at it. Okay, is this ruler parallel with this line? Hopefully you said no. And so you want to make sure that you are parallel with that. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. This is what you want. And now you can erase those lines that are going back to the vanishing point. All right, so we don't need them anymore. All right. Now we're going to put a door and a window on this house. I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's go to the second video for doors, windows, and everything else.